Welcome to the Sprinkles of Spirit podcast. I'm Lisa, and I am your host. With a lifelong passion for self-discovery, personal growth, and spirituality, I have realized the ability to transform our lives is a timeless gift that lies within each of us, waiting to be awakened. Join me in this space every Thursday as I share with you all of the powerful practices and tools that have helped me elevate my mind, body, and spirit, as I know they will do the same for you. Together, we'll unleash your potential through self-love, self-acceptance, and faith, empowering you to live an inspired life that radiates with authenticity, purpose, and unwavering joy. I am so grateful you are here. Remember, you are exactly where you are supposed to be, and you are loved beyond measure. Hi everyone, happy Thursday. So let's get into the here and now and breathe together. Go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose, filling up all the way. Easy exhale out of your mouth. And then breathe in through your nose. And slowly open your eyes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to spend a few minutes and get sprinkled with a little bit of spirit this week. So I hope it's your cozy time. Grab a cup of tea or coffee or a glass of wine, or maybe grab your journal. And I hope that there's something, actually, I know there's something here that you are meant to hear. So I read all the books so you guys don't have to. And I'm a little bit more than halfway with this book, and I have stickies, highlights everywhere already. I mean, I could probably talk about different things from this book for like a year, seriously. You know, I'm a big, big Oprah fan, like love Oprah. I'm going to manifest seeing her in real life, and I'll share that when that happens. Oprah's turning 70, you guys, and I'm turning 50. I was like, oh, Oprah's turning 70 and I'm turning 50. That's so crazy. 2 milestones, right? Anyway, so she wrote a book with author Arthur Brooks called The Art and Science of Getting Happier, Build the Life You Want. So build the life you want, the art and science of getting happier. And so many things I can touch on. I'm going to try to sum it up as best I can, particularly around the word happy. You know, Oprah did her show for 25 years, the Oprah Winfrey Show, and it was a big part of my life. For a long time, I watched the Oprah Show at 4 o'clock. It was my ritual. I couldn't wait every day for Oprah's 4 o'clock show because she was on her spiritual path, and she was having on, you know, Wayne Dyer and Marianne Williamson and Deepak Chopra and all these teachers and authors that I was just like, oh my gosh, it just like my soul was like lit up. I could listen to that stuff for hours, and I was learning and just loved it. And she said she began to talk to the audience after every show, and she would ask people, you know, her question became, you know, about being happy. You know, she would ask people, well, what is it you really want out of life? Became like, she loved to ask people that, you know? And she said almost always people would be like, oh, I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy. I want my kids to be happy. It was a very common answer, I just want to be happy. And this book, it's like, it dives into, there's kind of a lot of pressure around that, right? Because no one is happy 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 100% of the time. That's not reality. We're here having this human experience. And happy, Oprah in this book coins the term, it's not about achieving happiness, it's happierness. Because the concept, it's a fluid concept, We're not our happiest all the time. There's just mundane tasks we have to do on a day-to-day basis. There's bad things that happen on a day-to-day basis. Our vibration is going up and down on a day-to-day basis, affecting our mood, affecting our emotions. It's just such a fluid concept, happiness. And I love her term, happierness. It's about happierness, right? It's about how can I get from this low vibration and how can I choose the higher thought? How can I choose the better feeling? Or what can I do to help me choose the better thought, the better feeling, the better emotion? And it comes down to three things, right? That through his studies, through studying happiness, that help you reach a state of happierness, And that's really the journey. It's moving towards greater happiness, no matter how challenging our circumstances are. Can we do that? Well, the answer is yes. And there's three things. And it's so funny. I wrote it down and I kind of have it visible. And the initials are ESP, funny enough. And the three things are: do something every day that brings you these three things, and you will be able to achieve happierness. Okay, so get your journal out. Let's write them down. The first thing, something that brings you enjoyment. Something that brings you, the second, something that brings you satisfaction. And the third, something that gives you a sense of purpose. Enjoyment, satisfaction, and purpose. If you write that down in your journal, what brings me enjoyment? What brings me satisfaction? And I'm going to explain them. What gives me a sense of purpose and meaning in my life? So enjoyment, obviously. What do you enjoy doing? And yes, that can be going to concerts or listening to music or going on vacation, being with your family, enjoying time with your children, being with your partner, your loved one, enjoying a delicious meal, sitting down and reading the latest book that you bought, taking a nap. What brings you a sense of just pure, you do it because you just enjoy it. Gardening, writing, painting. Definitely, I think this one definitely taps into your creativity is, I think, tied into our sense of enjoyment. What brings you a sense of enjoyment? What do you enjoy doing? Puzzles, solving a puzzle, cooking the meal, not only eating it, but cooking the meal, creating a new recipe, creating a new essential oil recipe like I always enjoy doing your yoga practice. I enjoy listening to podcasts, do something every day that you are just doing it because you simply enjoy it. So the second thing, satisfaction. This one I was like, what is that? And satisfaction is it's something that you worked on, right? Like, let's say, okay, I think of my husband and I do the same thing too. Like when we mow the lawn, we kind of stand back. He's always done this. The lawn is mowed, he weed whacked. All the flowers have been watered. The plants and flowers have been watered. There's always a moment where he kind of stands back and just gazes at the result. And it gives him this beautiful sense of satisfaction, of accomplishment. That's another word. A sense of accomplishment, Like when I leave, when you leave your work for the day, leaving with that sense of, oh yes, I got this, and this done. That sense of satisfaction, that sense of accomplishment in the task that you just did. Or what brings me such satisfaction is having a freshly clean, well-made bed. The laundry's been done, the comforter's washed, everything smells beautiful. I've fluffed up the pillows. My cozy blanket is folded nice and neatly. It's just so satisfying. There's nothing more satisfying than walking into the room and seeing my inviting bed. I love that. Like, that's very satisfying to me. So it's like, think of the word accomplishment. So what gives you that sense of satisfaction, that sense of accomplishment, right? And then the third, and I've talked about this a lot, is having a sense of purpose. And I think of that as, leaving your legacy in the world, and I kind of like this podcast, you guys, like, why the heck did I start it? I've realized it gives me a sense of purpose. It's like my little sprinkle of positivity that I'm leaving out there in the universe, that I'm giving of myself because I'm guided to share in this way. And it's just that sprinkle of positive energy that's coming out of me. And as a yoga teacher and someone who loves to guide people in dropping into themselves and getting quiet, like that lights me up inside. Like I could talk about this stuff forever, like for hours on end. It's why I'm doing it. It's my why. It lights me up. It's what I'm passionate about, is people really realizing that you're so much more than this physical costume, that living a life that's connected to your heart, to your spirit. That's when miracles happen. That's when you're living your best life. I'm very passionate about it. And doing that, sharing and teaching yoga and doing this podcast and writing and, sharing even my little things on social media. It's creative and it lights me up, and it gives me a sense of purpose, of deep purpose. Like I'm leaving something positive in this world that can linger on, and there's nothing more fulfilling, honestly, than being a guide for others to help them connect to that sense of peace within. Nothing. I mean, I'm lit up after I teach meditation or yoga at any time. Even recording a meditation is very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling because you're helping others. So ask yourself, what gives me a sense of purpose? What is my legacy? What can my legacy be? And yes, oh my gosh, if you're a parent, hello, like you're already doing it. Nothing more important than raising a conscious, healthy, happy human being. Nothing more important than that. I bow down to you moms, to you dads. Like I really bow down to parents. What a beautiful way, to leave your legacy. Like I can't imagine that is a sense that has to bring you a deep sense of purpose, right? And what else? Can you be of service in some way? And it doesn't have to be like this grand gesture either. Like it can be you helped someone pick up their groceries that they dropped all over the floor, when you're walking to your car. Like it doesn't have to be this grand gesture. It can be a small moment in your day that gave you a sense of purpose. Maybe you made someone smile or you made someone laugh today who really needed it. Or you listened to someone who hasn't been listened to in forever. It can be something small, or you helped your neighbor in some small way. And to them, it was a big deal. To you, it wasn't, right? But you helped them. And you know what? You're going to walk away with this feeling of fulfillment. And that's the sense of purpose. So if you can do those three things, if you can fit those into every day, let me tell you something, your level of happiness, right, that we all are striving for, really feel it can be reached. And it's not like you're never going to have a bad day because I have them. Or you're never going to get sad. I get sad. Like it's just part of our humanness, but it's knowing that, okay, I have the option to choose the higher thought, to choose the better feeling, to choose the better emotion, and to get happier. I can do one of these three things, and it's going to make me feel happier, and it's going to help me ultimately build the life I want. You can build the life you want, and I really think those three things are what it's all about, We're not all going to be winning Nobel Peace Prizes, right? But in our particular corner of the world, there's meaning and there's purpose, and it can happen in small ways every single day. I really do believe that. So, okay, I talked a little bit longer than I wanted to. So thank you. I hope you journaled, about that this week. Let me talk to you about the message of the cards. Like 2 Power of Surrender cards popped out and 1 Sprinkles of Spirit card popped out, and they're all about fear. One of them, fear and faith cannot coexist. And the 2 Power of Surrender cards, surrender fear, surrender your fear of intimacy. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, okay. Fear. I mean, it's something all of us have. So this says, I'm going to read the surrender your fear of intimacy card kind of stuck out. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release patterns. So fear can become a pattern that blocks you from the blessings that are really wanting to come, into your life. When we walk around with a vibration of fear, it's a very low vibration and it closes us off. Usually we're very tight and tense in our body physically. We're not really walking with our shoulders back, heart open, with a sense of ease and a sense of openness in life. Fear is very like heavy and closed off, So take a look at that this week. That's what's coming to me. Like, take a look at the way fear affects your physical body. You may not even realize it. Maybe you're somebody who suffers from TMJ. Oops, excuse me. I tapped the microphone. I don't know if you heard that. Like, you clench your jaw, or you're someone who grinds your teeth, or you've got a lot of tension in your neck and your shoulders, and maybe you're impatient a lot or cranky lately a lot. I don't know. Like, fear can show up in different ways physically. Like, as aches and pains and clenching and inflexibility. You know, when we can take a look at that and we begin to soften, let go of the fearful stories that you're telling yourself, stay in the moment, and try to shift your focus on taking little baby steps forward towards the desires of your heart. And if love is one of them, this is speaking to someone, intimacy, right? Love, true love, partnership, real friendship. I would say just breathe, try to move your body physically this week, and celebrate little steps forward on your path, you know, and let the opening happen one step at a time, and realize that it is a choice, that we can choose faith over fear. The affirmation, I choose faith over fear. Let go of worry and trust that all is in divine order. So you are exactly where you're supposed to be, and make that decision this week that you're going to completely trust that everything is in divine order. Everything's happening in order. Yeah. There's nothing to fear, because ultimately it all happens for your highest good. Even the bumps along the way, the things you didn't like, it's all turning out for the highest good of everyone involved and everyone who ever will be involved in your life. So, yeah. So, okay. Listen to this episode again, journal back. You know, sometimes I hit stop and I really don't remember what I said. Just know that it's coming from my heart, and I'm really grateful for you guys. So yeah, stay tuned. The latest newsletter was out, so please be sure to visit Lisayogaangel.com and sign up for my newsletter that I sprinkle throughout the year, quarterly pretty much, but going to start something new this fall that I'd love for you to join in on. So yeah, make sure you sign up for that, and stay connected with me on Instagram at Sprinkles of Spirit. And until next time, have a beautiful week. Namaste.